Hi, I'm Janet with Youth Service Bureau at our Cottage Grove office. I'm the admin assistant here, and so I'm the first person you would speak to if you contact us. And I love being an admin assistant because it allows me to do a variety of things. I've done this pretty much my whole career. However, this is my first experience with a nonprofit, which I'm really finding rewarding. What I really love about YSB is that we help kids and their families, whether it be they are seeking therapy, or if they are sent here for a diversion, one of our diversion options. So what I do is provide the upfront support to allow our therapists and our diversion specialists to help youth and their families. So I will follow up with those who come here for diversion. I follow up to make sure that we give you all the support you need in order to complete the services that are required or recommended. And we want to make sure we do the best job to get kids who come here for diversion are avoiding going to court, and it puts you on a better path in life. And that's what we want for all of our clients. And I am really grateful to be a part of that. And as I said, I'm at the Cottage Grove office, so you can locate us. You can call us at 651-458-5224. You can also learn more about us at ysb.net. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Gina Johnson, and I'm the Chemical Health Prevention Specialist with the Youth Service Bureau. This is the start of my 4th school year with YSB in the South Washington County School District and the community. Part of my role is going into the classrooms and educating students and staff on the harms of substances. My goal is to help youth make healthier choices that may prevent substance use now or in the future. I like YSB because we focus on not only mental health, but chemical health in our schools. If you'd like to get in touch with me, please visit ysb.net. Thank you.
Good day, everyone, and thank you so much for your time. My name is Mary Gudisberg. I am the Youth and Family Education Coordinator with Youth Service Bureau. I've been with the organization for 3.5 years. This is starting my 4th school year. And during that time, it's been an honor, a true honor to support youth, parents, caregivers, and community members through our Speakers Bureau education sessions. I believe all of our sessions bring hope and education to our guests. I may say we help build your toolbox. As the African saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. This statement is true and speaks to everything that I do. I love bringing people together and helping build a supportive network for both, for the caregiver and parent, and definitely accompanying your child through their development. I invite you, take a visit to ysb.net, our Speakers Bureau page, to see a list of the education topics that we can offer. And they all truly connect with our program areas. Our program areas of mental health, chemical health, our diversion awareness classes, where we bring support and care to parents and caregivers. Our targeted messages that fit to an audience, that really that speak to the audience. That could be such as our military family program. And all of our education sessions are catered to fit your needs. I welcome you to reach out to me and explore how YSB can best support your community. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to connecting with you. Take good care.
I'm Megan Hefner, and I am a licensed independent social worker. I will be working at Youth Service Bureau as a chemical health specialist in the middle schools in District 833. I am very honored and excited to get to work with young people on their journey towards healing. My career started in adoption, where I spent 9 years working to find and support permanent families for teens in foster care. I then spent 3 years working as a licensed school social worker before coming to YSB. Substance abuse has always been an area of interest for me, and I plan to become a licensed alcohol and drug counselor in the near future. You can find all of my contact information at ysb.net, and I look forward to meeting you.
I'm Jamie Bruckner, and I am the Finance Manager at YSB. I've been here for a little under a year, although I came with 10 years of service with another mental health clinic. My favorite thing about YSB is finding opportunities to help families get the services they need regardless of their financial means. You can find more information on our website at ysb.net, or feel free to contact me anytime at 651-439-8800.
Everybody, I'm Paul DeGeest. I'm the Director of Development and Communications for Youth Service Bureau. My role is to work with our friends and supporters to find ways for them to complete their philanthropic objectives through Youth Service Bureau. People make outright gifts, people make planned gifts, institutions, companies, foundations support YSB. I work with everybody to find the best way to help kids and families and help people make those investments that they want to make. I can be reached by going to ysb.net. You can find all my contact information. I look forward to meeting you, and I hope you will consider supporting YSB. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Hi, I'm Mike, one of the therapists here at the Youth Service Bureau, and I've been with the organization for over 30 years, and I love what we do and how we strengthen youth and families. I work from a family perspective, which means I really like to have a young person and a parent involved in the services. In fact, that's how we get our best outcomes and the best impact is when a parent and a young person are involved together in the services. The age range I typically work with is anywhere from 5 to up to age 25. And typical concerns that bring people in might include struggles with school or chemical experimentation, a drop in motivation, conflicts in their relationships, perhaps at home, perhaps in the school setting or out in the community, adjustments following a move or a divorce, things like that. I work out of our Cottage Grove office, and I'm in the Cottage Grove office now. And at the moment, we're still doing telehealth services only. And someday, pretty soon, I hope, I'm looking forward to reopening and being able to have families come back into the office for services. And if your family would prefer telehealth, we'll still continue that and make sure that that's available for you. If you're wondering about me, well, I'm the parent of 5 kids. They're all older now. One is still in college, the other 4 have graduated and are doing well. And I enjoy being outside. I think that comes with raising a family and having been a Boy Scout when I was a kid. I like to try and get a walk in almost every day. I enjoy being active in our community. I'm involved in my faith community. I was a Scout leader. I used to be on a swim team, and then I learned how to scuba dive, so that was kind of fun and interesting. And a talent that I developed way back when I was in Boy Scouts is the ability to light a campfire in almost any weather conditions. And today I can still light a campfire without using matches or even a lighter, which is kind of fun. If you're interested in setting up an appointment, simply call 651-458-5224, and we can answer questions about how our services are available. We can use insurance reimbursement. We also have a sliding fee scale. Just give us a call and we can get that all set up for you. Thank you.
My name is Rebecca Winshuttle, and I'm a youth and family therapist here at YSB, and I've been working in the psychology field since about 2011. I'm a proud mama of a dog named Ginger and a cat named Henry, and I really enjoy spending my time outdoors hiking. I work out of our Stillwater and Woodbury offices during the week, and I work with kids ages 6 to 25, but I especially enjoy working with teenagers, and I work with families as well. The main issues that I help clients address are anxiety, depression, managing stress, dealing with traumatic experiences, and relationship issues. I help a lot of clients work on managing their emotions, managing unhelpful thoughts, effective communication strategies, and simply provide a safe and non-judgmental space for you to explore and experience your thoughts and your feelings. I pull from a variety of different types of therapies, including cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, Adlerian perspectives, mindfulness, and guidance in just working through the moment. Clients can expect to explore their thoughts and explore why they do what they do, learn how to be in the moment while managing their feelings, and learn a lot of coping skills. I'm also trained in accelerated resolution therapy, and I'm certified in treating co-occurring substance use disorders. So if you'd like to contact me, you can call our main number at 651-439-8800, and our receptionist can put you through to my extension. I'm more than happy to chat with you ahead of time just to see if we would make a good fit.
I'm Shantae Tehan, and I'm a youth and family therapist at Youth Service Bureau. I have a master's degree in counseling and psychological services, and I'm a licensed professional clinical counselor. I've been at YSB for 1 year, and I office out of the Cottage Grove location. So throughout my history of working with families, I've worked with parents and children for over 10 years, and this is a population that I really love working with. And so here at YSB, we work with children 5 to 25. However, we also work with, the family unit and parents. And working with parents is something that is important to me and something that I think is one of my niches. So if you are a family wanting to have additional support for yourself as a parent, please feel free to contact me. Another part of the work that I enjoy doing is working with military families. I grew up in a military family myself and have experienced deployments and moving around the country and having a parent in the military. So it's important to me to be available to our families that are going through similar things. Additionally, how I run my sessions is really to get to know each family and each individual on a person-centered, using a person-centered approach. So that means I'm meeting everybody where they're at with no expectations, but just really kind of creating a safe space to connect and heal. And I also use a psychodynamic approach using a lot of other kind of therapies to teach practical skills for managing depression and anxiety, decreasing those symptoms as well, and how to increase healthy relationships. And those are healthy relationships with family members, parents, coworkers, teachers, you name it. And, using effective communication within all of that as well. So if you would like to work with me, please contact me. You can find my information on the Youth Service Bureau webpage at www.ysb.net. And you can contact me at the Cottage Grove location, which is 651-458-5224. I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amy, and I'm a youth and family therapist with Youth Service Bureau. I have worked in the mental health field since 2015, and I've been with YSB since November of 2019. I am the biggest animal lover. I have a dog named Reggie, a cat named Fitz, and my horse named Vince. I've been riding horses my entire life, and that's a big part of who I am. I'm also a singer and a recording artist. I was a part of the 6th cohort of First Wave at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where I was able to perform alongside incredible artists and collaborate in hip-hop theater and performance. I also love musicals, and I have recently been listening to Hamilton a lot, so shout out to Hamilton. In my practice, I see clients age 5 to 25, and I love working with different individuals on a variety of issues. Working with young kids, I love doing play therapy, but my favorite group to work with is emerging adulthood, ages 18 to 25. This is such an exciting time of life, but there are many challenges during this transition period. So I love to help support individuals and families as a young person is figuring out who they want to be in the world. I work with clients on a wide range of issues. I work with youth and families on depression and anxiety, family conflict, grief and loss, communication and healthy relationships, self-compassion and feelings of self-worth and self-love. I also like to work with families on understanding how emotions are meant to be felt and that there's no good or bad emotions, but the behaviors that can be attached to more challenging emotions like anger can be hurtful to others. So I work with individuals on that as well. I also talk with parents and understanding the goals of misbehavior of their children and helping to understand the function of their child's behavior. And finally, I work with a lot of trauma-related issues. I use a blend of therapeutic techniques. Primarily, I like to use acceptance and commitment therapy along with Adlerian therapy. I also use play therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, mindfulness, and existentialism in my practice. I love working with clients on breathwork, meditation, and especially movement-based therapy. I believe that trauma lives in the body, so when we can get moving and get some of those feelings out, that's really, really healing and helpful in the therapeutic process. I work with clients on understanding their thinking behavior and how it can be helpful or unhelpful in understanding the ways in which their thoughts inform how they are with their families, with their friends, with their community, with their schools. That can be really, really helpful to identify those patterns. I can be reached by calling our office at 651-458-5224. We would love to connect with you, and I would love to understand how I can be helpful for your child and family. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary Popelka. I'm a licensed alcohol and drug counselor. I'm working for Youth Service Bureau, but I'll be working at Stillwater High School, so I'll be at the high school itself and also working with the Area Learning Center, both of which I'm really excited to be a part of. The reason I do what I do, first of all, I have a passion, and this is really my primary thing. I have a huge passion for young people. My goal in life, both professionally and just in life, is to be available to young people, to be a support to young people in whatever way they need. It happens to be that the way that I'm able to be a support for them in the school system is related to substance abuse. I think substance abuse can be a huge barrier for kids to become who they want to be. And I feel really, really honored to be able to work with them and to be one-on-one with them and to just be a support to help them move through what they need to move through. Plus, I think kids are really fun, and I really delight in all their energy. What I like about Youth Service Bureau is that it's Youth Service Bureau. It's not trying to fit too many pieces. It really is focused on youth, which is just internally my focus and my comfort. And what I delight in. Again, when I think about working with kids, I always think about that they are funny, they're kind of weird, and I love that part. They're just busy trying to figure out who they are in the world, and that's how lucky am I that I get to work with them. So I like YSB's focus on youth. Things to know about myself. I have a huge passion for Spanish speaking, and I am busy trying to get myself to a place where I'm fluent. I feel like the more we're able to communicate with one another in the world, the better off we are. Another current passion of mine and historical passion of mine is working on equity issues. I just feel like, the world is telling us right now that we have to really focus on that. And I felt that before this year, and I feel it even more strongly after this year. So thanks for your time. The way to get a hold of me, I would direct you to the Youth Service Bureau site, just because it will have all of my numbers and all the various ways that you can reach me, and it's just probably your easiest resource for me. And I'm happy to have any kind of conversation that you feel like you'd like to have. So thanks for your time.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name's Michael Huntley. I'm the Interim Executive Director of Youth Service Bureau. And I thank you for joining us this evening for our first ever virtual gala. We're excited this evening to connect with you as best we can. It'll be nice to see some familiar faces, and it'll be nice to make some new friends too. Your generous support this evening is very important to us. That support allows our nonprofit organization to keep delivering services to youth and families. Tonight's event is supporting the Access Fund. We created the Access Fund to make certain that all families and clients of Youth Service Bureau are able to access the services that we provide. Not everyone has health insurance, and not all health insurance policies have affordable deductibles or coverage that covers the services they're looking for. So these access funds help make sure that we can provide services to families seeking those services. Our chemical health services have expanded this year. You might know that our chemical health services occur in and with the local school districts. And this year, District 833 asked if we would hire an additional chemical health specialist to work specifically with their middle schools. With some additional financial support from the district, we have done so. Our diversion services are continuing to be delivered entirely online through a telehealth type service. Diversion is an alternative to the juvenile justice system, and we found that the telehealth mechanism to deliver those services is working very well to help young people be successful in fulfilling all of their diversion requirements during this pandemic. Like the schools, our therapy department is offering a form of hybrid services. YSB reopened in August, and that makes our therapy services available to families who'd like to come in person to receive that kind of service. And at the same time, we're promoting and encouraging the use of our telehealth services for families who'd prefer not to come into an office. When the families do come into the office, all of us are masked up. Did you know that Youth Service Bureau has a YouTube channel? Well, 2020 has brought many changes and challenges, and we've had to pivot in a lot of ways. Our youth and family education services are still being delivered. Now they're happening online in an on-demand type format. We call that our Partner in Parenting podcasts, and they're available on our website at ysb.net. Your financial support helps allow us to keep delivering those educational webinars to the audiences at no out-of-pocket cost. All of the services at Youth Service Bureau are possible because of the dedicated and committed staff who work here at Youth Service Bureau, coordinating and working together to accomplish our mission. Our crew has shown remarkable resiliency here in 2020, adapting to all of the changes that have occurred. I extend my thanks to each and every staff person, and I'm proud of you. Friends, thank you for joining us tonight. Your presence and your participation is very important. We appreciate your generous support. We have some exciting things coming up tonight. Stay tuned, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the program tonight. Thank you.
Well, welcome to the YSB, or the Youth Service Bureau, first ever gala event. My name is Myron Bailey, and I'll tell you, I'm smiling.
Oh,
behind this mask. Do you see that?
I do.
Do you see that? We are excited to connect on Facebook and also on our YouTube channel, as well as our various cable access that we're on here. I did want to let everybody know that some of our program is live and some of it is pre-recorded, but of course, all of this is fun. So be sure to keep bidding. We have bid things behind us here, but there is bidding, and those auction items are available up until 10 p.m. Central Time this evening. So let's get rid of some of these neat gifts here and raise some money for the YSB. Andy?
Myron, it's so great to be back. I'm Andy. I'm from Flatabo and Advancement, and I'm so excited to be here tonight. We have got some amazing stuff tonight, and one of the things that's super amazing, and just I'm so excited that I can't even wait to tell you about it. I could wait and really hold suspense, but I'm not good at that kind of thing.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a matching grant of $25,000 from the Catherine B. Anderson Fund, and we're hoping to maximize that match tonight, but we can't do it without you. So make sure that you get an opportunity to give tonight. In fact, one of the best ways to do it right now, you can do it from your couch, from your chair, from your dining table, wherever you're at right now. You can text YSB Gala 2020 to the number 243725. That's YSB Gala 2020 243725 is the number you want to text that to. We're going to be telling you that a few times tonight. I'm not going to lie. Just a few. So we're really excited. If you want to start making gifts, you can do that now. But we're going to be talking more about gifts a little bit later in the night too. 2 special guest speakers are coming up here. And there's some other opportunities to give.
Absolutely. So what we wanted to do, though, is because we're broadcasting this live all over the place, we do have, we want to acknowledge, I should say, some areas and exotic locations. And I'll just read off a few of these.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Key West, Florida. Hello out there.
Wow, we've got people watching from Key West.
We have people watching from Key West, Florida. Chicago, Illinois.
Nice.
Might be a little cold, but it's still good. It's just like us here.
Yeah.
San Diego, California.
One of my favorite cities in all of the U.S. I love San Diego. Perfect weather.
There you go.
Awesome.
Boise, Idaho joined us this evening.
Very nice. Out west.
Very nice to see. How about New York City?
New York City? I like
get
saying
the rope.
That. Yeah, get the rope. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Some kids might not know what that commercial's from, but we'll leave that alone.
That's all right.
And then, of course, we've got a bunch of people local. Lakeland Shores.
All right.
Marine on the St. Croix. Hudson. Cottage Grove. Maplewood. Woodbury. Stillwater. Hugo. Roseville. Inver Grove Heights. Bloomington. And I'm certain that there's a lot more out there that are joining us this evening. So thank you for tuning in with us, and we'll keep this rolling.
Yeah, we could not make this night successful without each and every one of you. So thank you, wherever you are tonight, joining in. And if you have a chance and you want to share this stream with a few more people, every dollar makes a difference tonight. And by getting more people involved and getting people who, can believe and support this organization, we're going to do great things. So we're so grateful for every person who's watching. Now, let's get into our first guest speaker. Myron, who do we have coming up?
Fantastic. So our first guest speaker is a young man who graduated from Stillwater High School 2 years ago, and his story actually begins in 8th grade. So please meet Sean Sheeler.
My name is Sean. I'm 21, and I grew up here in Stillwater. I moved here when I was in 3rd grade, and from there I kind of just became who I am today. Not without my struggles, though. When I was in probably 8th grade, I started to smoke weed, drink alcohol, party, and then going into high school, I started to kind of dabble in the pills and some of the other narcotics. And then once I graduated high school, it's like I graduated to a whole nother level of substance abuse. I basically became a daily cocaine user, participating in tons of illegal activities, and I just found myself in a really dark place really quickly. This is my first experience with YSB. So I was going to school at Oakland Junior High, and me and a group of friends were kind of dabbling with some drugs and alcohol at the time. And one of my buddies came running up to me. He said, "Hey, Julia's here. Come meet her." And we went over into this conference room, and a school counselor, a YSB counselor that worked on school grounds was there, and I really didn't know that she would end up being one of the closest friends I have today. Unlike anybody else who had really spoken to me about drug use at that time, she didn't really condemn us or make us feel bad or less of a person for our use or our struggles at the time. She really went out of her way to relate and make us feel at home. By this time, I'd buried plenty of my friends as a direct result of addiction and overdose and stuff like that. And so, once it got to the point where I couldn't afford that cocaine problem, I found myself resorting to methamphetamine. When I reached that point I had an experience where I knew I needed to get help, and so I reached out and I called Julia Geigel, and at this point I was 19 and, you know, out of high school for almost 2 years, and she really had no official like tie to me. You know, it wasn't technically her job. It was more of her going out of her way to help me because of her dedication to her work. I would say that my life has probably taken a complete 180 from where it was headed. You know, I had many people tell me the way you're going, you're going to be dead by the time you're 21. And, you know, it's completely true, because by the time I was 18, I was trying to kill myself with a needle in my vein. And, you know, so making that decision to get clean and, you know, going down that path, I found myself very quickly just being more understanding and, you know, more level-headed. You know, relationships that I thought had been completely destroyed and broken and thrown out the window have all of a sudden come back tenfold. You know, all the friends that had escaped, they came back, and, you know, we're closer than ever. And, you know, family relationships are better than they've ever been. That's what hurts me the most, when I see people and I know that they're struggling, but they're not at that point where they want to reach out and say, hey, how do I fix this? Where do I go? And that's where I was 2.5 years ago, or 2 years ago now. It's like, I was sitting there, I knew what I had to do. I knew I had to go to rehab, but that's like enrolling in college, you know. There's so many steps, and there's so many, you know, approvals and insurance quotes and all this that you have to get figured out. And I had no idea where to start. And so that's why it took one call for me to someone I knew would jump up and come help. And that got me to a place I needed to be. And it got me here today too. If I wouldn't have had somebody that, say, had been there since like the first time I smoked weed, basically, to, you know, that last phone call, like, hey, Julia, I just tried to kill myself. I need help. And, you know, the 7 years of time between that first introduction to that last phone call, that she was there every step, and she knew like when this happened, or when, you know, when John died, or when Derek died, and she was there, and she consoled me, and she knew what I felt and how I felt about these things. And you know, the fact that didn't just go out the window when I graduated and, you know, shred into the paper shredder, that's what meant the most to me, is the fact that, you know, 15 years from now, if I'm struggling still, I know I can call Julia, because she's more than just a counselor, or, you know, a county employee, or a school teacher. You know, she's someone that I consider a very close friend, you know, and I would say without a doubt that, you know, I love her, and I will always care for her deeply because she cared for me.
Wow, that is absolutely an amazing story.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean, so much for sharing that with all of us this evening.
Yeah. YSB helps Sean, and YSB helps young people like him every day. Our team of professionals in chemical health, mental health, diversion, youth and family education, and in our new military family support program are making a real difference.
Absolutely, they are.
We want to change the trajectory for more kids and families, but we need your help to do that as we're going forward, and that's what we're here tonight to do with our very special giving moment.
Absolutely. So we're rolling into that right now.
We are. We're going to roll right into it. So, you know, I mentioned earlier the ways, a way to give being our text in, which once again is YSB Gala 2020 to the number 243725. So that's one option. The other option is, tonight you've been bidding in our silent auction, our online auction, in the One Cause app, and you can absolutely just click in the donate button there, and there's going to be levels you can donate, and we're going to walk through and talk about some of those levels right now. But remember, our goal tonight, you can see it up here, our goal is to maximize that match. The Catherine B. Anderson Fund gave us $25,000 of a match, and we want to get every dollar we can out of that, and we can't do it without you. So let's talk about getting started here with our very first level, the $5,000 level.
There we go. Unbelievable. We have somebody.
We do. You know what? What's really exciting about moments like this? When you have people who, oh my gosh, it's coming in here already. When you have people like Heidi and Rob Hubbard who already gave $5,000 tonight. They came out in advance and said, I want to give and support this moment. And here they are. Let's give them a big round of applause. Awesome. At $5,000 are in studio audience. Outstanding. Thank you.
There we go.
Now, do you want to join them? Because this is your opportunity. Put in that $5,000 donation, and we can see this continue to climb as we go through our event tonight.
Absolutely.
So keep bringing in those donations. So maybe you want to give tonight at our $2,500 level. Our $2,500 level really helps us do amazing work. You know, over the last half a year, we've all had to pivot. I think that's the word of 2020.
It is. It is.
In that pivot, we have had to change the way we do services, the technology needs. And you know what? In some ways, I think that it has made us all a little stronger, a little more versatile. And but that doesn't come without a cost. When you give a gift tonight of, say, the $2,500 level, you're helping support our technology needs. You're helping support us continuing to provide our amazing services. No matter the health environment of the world, we want to still be able to provide these critical services to so many in our community. And that $2,500 donation really helps. So if you can give at that level, please click that donate button, do that, or text in the donation as well. We want to get this number up there as high as we can. Our next level is the $1,000 level, and we're super excited because there are two individuals or two groups that came forward to help at this level. At the $1,000 level, Jim and Jane Bradshaw and U.S. Bank each donated $1,000 each. Let's get. Oh, it's coming up here. We're going to pull it up here in a second.
There we go.
Let's give them a big round of applause. They each gave $1,000. That's awesome. And maybe it's your time to join them as well. Let's maximize this donation. Let's make a difference. You know, $1,000 can do a lot.
Yeah, let me share with you. I've got some information that might be interesting for people. So a $1,000 donation will provide 3 community education presentations where your neighbors can learn more about teen depression, anxiety, and vaping, and online safety. YSB also brings the information to you via our service organization, and also we can go into your faith communities. Your school or an event that you just want to do can be a part of the solution to some of the most challenging problems that our families and youth have today. So who would like to make a $1,000 donation here?
Yeah, and join right in with the Bradshaws and with U.S. Bank.
Absolutely.
To help make that donation. But, you know, maybe tonight you want to give at the $500 level. Our $500 level is a very special level tonight. And our good friend Karam Hassan has already wanted to start us off at $500. He wanted to make sure that he got his donation, believing in what we're doing, wanted to make sure in advance that he was committed at the $500 level. And it's up here on the screen already, and the graph is growing, which we're so excited about. Now, that $500 level is also special because of one of the things that you're supporting with a $500 donation. Did you know that $500 will support one military family presentation in partnership with the Minnesota Army National Guard? Yes, YSB helps soldiers and their families learn how to better cope with the stresses and anxieties around deployments. And when the soldier comes home, you know, we're here to help those families.
Yes.
You know, this is, I think we can all agree that the sacrifice of deployment on a family is a big, big ask in a lot of cases, and providing services for this amazing organization for these families who put so much on the line for our country. It is truly an honor to be able to provide those services, and it would be an honor to have you join us in supporting those at that $500 level.
Absolutely. Now I'll just jump in real quick and just mention, you know, most of us do know a military family out there that's been through some issues and some concerns and some stresses. This is your opportunity to help them out.
Absolutely. That $500 gift, if you've already given, you want to give one more time because of this, we would welcome another gift because we know how important this level is.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned to you earlier, you know, if you want to give at every one of the levels on here, we'll be good with that.
You know, Myron, you brought up an excellent point. We are welcoming people to give at every single level tonight. I normally don't say this, but for you guys just tonight, we're going to make it happen. Oh, yep, we're coming in. Roger Green, thank you very much.
Thank you, Roger.
Another donation. Thank you, Roger.
Awesome.
We're going to move on to our next level. It's the $250 level. It will help young people attend YSB's awareness classes as part of the diversion program. In this program, children can learn how to make better choices, act responsibly, and change their path for the better. And you know what? What's an interesting fact that I really kind of that we're reinvesting in this is because studies show that for every dollar invested in diversion programs, the taxpaying public saves $12 in law enforcement and court costs. That is like a 12-fold return.
It is. Oh my
That
goodness.
is a huge thing. And these type of programs, when you give $250, you're like, oh man, I can't give a $5,000 gift, or I can't give, $25,000 match. These programs are so important to those kids that are part of the program.
Absolutely.
If you can give $250, we appreciate it greatly, and it means a great deal. All right, so our next level and our final level tonight that we're going to be talking about is the $109. What is this right? $109. Myron.
Yep.
Usually I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's pull back behind the curtain. When I do these type of events, usually the last level is $100. I don't quite understand why 109.
All right, so we have another. Colleen Feldman, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Colleen. Thank you
Colleen.
so
We've
much,
got some
and
more
thanks for
money
joining
coming
us
in.
tonight.
Thank you. So let me tell you about the $109 level. So obviously, as we all know, many families are struggling right now with the COVID-19 public health crisis, job issues, all of those kind of things. People losing health benefits is a big issue right now.
Absolutely.
The fact of the matter is we want to support all families and all kids, no matter what they can afford or if they can't afford. And so a gift of $109 will cover one full session of mental health therapy for a kid who is in need. And I would just tell you, though, the average client needs about 7 actual therapy sessions.
Sure, absolutely.
7, I got to make sure, because of this lovely mask, we got to keep the mic up there, before we see significant improvement. So it really is $109 per session, and really we need up to 7 sessions.
Okay.
Who wants to join us in the gift of $109?
$109 makes a real difference, and we just want to gain as many of those as we can so we can continue to fund these sessions that are so very important. The other number that I kind of casually mentioned before we got to that is the $25,000 level. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our match tonight. And we want to thank once again the Catherine B. Anderson Fund for that amazing match. Now, we're slowly working our way up. You still have a chance to give. You can still text YSB Gala 2020 to the number 243725. You can still do that. You can still grab your One Cause app where you're already bidding on the live auction, or you're bidding on the online auction, and you can jump right into that. In fact, a little bit later, I think we might even highlight a couple of items that have some hot bidding, or ones that maybe don't, that you can sneak in and get. But while you're doing that, get in and add a donation in, because every dollar makes a difference. And tonight, you can make a difference for the lives of so many worthy people in our community.
Perfect. And I do want to, we want to thank Lynn Montgomery.
Oh, yeah.
She has taken us over the 16,000 mark here, so that is awesome to see. So obviously, thank you to everyone for these generous gifts, obviously in helping our families and our kids.
Yeah.
We did mention our new military family support program just a few minutes ago, and our next speaker is the Major General Johanna Clybourne, the Assistant Adjutant General for the Minnesota Army National Guard.
Excellent.
General Clybourne will share with you her perspective on this new partnership with the YSB and how important this is for our military families.
So the Minnesota National Guard at any given time has multiple soldiers and airmen deployed. Right now we have over 2,000, with more heading for deployment here coming in the near future. If we're not deployed overseas, then we're doing things here within our local communities, floods, earthquakes, firefighting, and of course sometimes civil unrest as well. So we're in a constant state of flux within our organization. The family is one of the most critical pieces of our service members. It's exactly what they do or why they do what they do. And often it's the service member that has to worry about the family left behind. And there aren't a lot of resources for our families. We try very hard, but it's a large scope, especially when you think about the National Guard, and we're spread throughout multiple communities across the state. We do have support to our families through the Guard, but also our local resources. So organizations like the Youth Services Bureau that provide much needed opportunities for our youth, for example, to have outlets, to have an ability to talk about the impending fears or concerns or the turmoils that go through families when there is deployment, whether it's within the local community or overseas. You know, it's hard. I swore I would never join the military or marry anyone in the military, and I did both. So I have the perspective of both being the service member who's left the family behind and being the spouse who's left behind while my husband went away. And we have a daughter, and during our first deployment to Iraq, we did all the right things. We contacted the school, we let the community know, we ensured that her support network was there, and we struggled. She struggled. And so we had to tap into more resources as that deployment grew, and as her anxiety grew over the deployment. It was both a very happy time for her. She was very proud of what we were doing and being part of a military family. But as part of child development, she also had some struggles with, well, mom being gone. And so that community was so critical for our family, both while I was deployed and when we came back and I started reintegrating back into the family as a whole again. It is so critical that our soldiers and airmen and their families have resources well in advance of deployment. We know that families that are set up for success well before the transition occurs are far more likely to go through the deployment cycle much more stable and then reunite as a family with a lot less problems and a lot less trauma. And so having those resources available to educate our airmen and our soldiers ahead of time, and the families through our family prep academies, through our reintegration academies when they come home, and our family readiness groups that provide those resources. And when we talk family, we're not just talking about the nuclear family, we're talking about the entire extended family. So it is not just the moms and dads and the children within the family, but it's the parents, it's the siblings of the service members that are being deployed. That network and those resources prior to that deployment, and having that availability and the availability of counseling and the availability of recreational outlet, and the ability just to know that the emotions and the cycle that you're going through is normal, is so critical to our force and to that family as well. And so having that ahead of time is something that is so invaluable that we really, really consider that part of our mission essential checklist. On behalf of the Adjutant General of the state of Minnesota and myself and the 13,000 soldiers and airmen and their families, thank you so much to organizations like the Youth Services Bureau that provide the much needed resources so that we can take care of our families and the community support needed so that we can do the mission that is so critical to our nation. Thank you once again from the bottom of my heart and all of the Minnesota National Guard.
Thank you so much to General Clybourne and all of you families, military families and relatives of military families out there for the Minnesota Army National Guard. The Youth Service Bureau really appreciates all the sacrifices that you've done for supporting our country and the state of Minnesota, and we are honored to serve you this evening.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Myron, we've had a pretty good time.
Yes, we have.
I mean, you guys are having fun out there. We're having fun here. This has been awesome. Yes,
there we go.
We got this in-studio audience. You know, there's a lot of, I want to talk about, you know, back by public, there's been a cry from people to have you announce a few things, to name a few wines. Last year,
here we go.
Back by popular demand, if you weren't with us last year in person, Myron, he is a savant when it comes to wine names, and I think that's because you pronounced one savant instead of Sauvignon. I don't remember what it was.
It might have been something. I'm not sure.
It could have been something, but we've got some wine. What's this one that we have in front that we're looking at here?
Let's grab
yeah.
that
Why don't you pull it up here? We got the.
All right. So now he was joking with me earlier. Is the V silent?
I'm joking with you.
I know you are.
Yeah.
So Vaux Chateau Sertan.
Yeah.
Grand Vin Pomerol 2014. At least it's not 2020.
Yeah, boy, I will tell you, I wouldn't want to be a 2020 vintage.
I don't know that this wine would go anywhere for 2020 at this point.
No, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to buy a 2020 vintage 10 years from now. I can't imagine me wanting to remember this.
This is an amazing bottle of wine.
Yes.
And we have more like it in our auction.
Which you can still bid on till 10 p.m.
10 o'clock Central Time.
Central Time. And actually, if you look up here at the wall, we are so close to getting that full match of $25,000. So get your donations in. We're so close till 10 p.m. Central Time. I'll say it again. Once again, you can either click the donate button inside the app you're already bidding in, or you can text YSB Gala 2020 to 243725. So that's what you can do. Let's get that number as close. And did you know what? I just confirmed before we came back or during that video that this number here does not include the match. So you can already double this number as it sits right now and know that we are raising some amazing, we're over $42,000 with the match included.
Absolutely. And that's why we want to keep this number growing, because as you know, this Catherine B. Anderson Foundation has, as you mentioned earlier, is matching everything up to $25,000, but we need to get to that $25,000.
Yeah, we don't want to leave any money on the table. We want to if they're going to generous enough to donate it, we want to take it if we can.
Absolutely.
So we got to get that match, and we are so close. We're going to keep working. I know there's a bit of a lag. You're hearing this a little bit after we say it, and all those other, technology.
Absolutely.
That's kind of crazy. But we are excited that we're so close, and we think by 10 p.m. we can make it happen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to mention to everybody that we did make it through our first virtual event.
Woo! Yeah,
give
yourselves a big round
there
of applause. All of you at home should be cheering too. We couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely.
We would just be talking to a camera.
And
oh wait, that is sort of what
we
we're
are
doing.
kind of what we're doing.
Okay, all right, all right.
And even less with the mask kind of over our faces.
Yeah, and you know what? I appreciate you wearing a mask. Thank you for wearing it.
Same here too.
Yeah. It was. It's in this time, it's good to be responsible.
It is. It absolutely is. But I do want to thank, as I'm whipping the mic out away from me there, the guy behind the camera here is going to say, "Get that mic up by you."
Get that mic close.
We had some great partners in this, and as you know, we're on our YouTube channel, we're on Facebook Live, but we're also we have some grateful partners here. Valley Access Cable, who's helping us televise this, SCC TV, and then also South Washington County Cable. Obviously, they're doing all this technical support, and we're airing this event. And I will tell you that this event will be airing again. So even though we're doing this live tonight, and the auction items in the future won't be available because at 10 o'clock tonight, Central Time, they're going to be closed. But we want to make sure that people give to this great cause. And as somebody that helps and works with the YSB, I can attest to the importance of the value and the things that they do for these youth and these youth and family that are in need in our communities. So do what you can to support, no matter how little it is.
We've been having so much fun that we've been throwing our notes on the ground when we're done. And I want to make sure I get the website right. In case you're watching this later, but you want to donate, it's ysb.net. ysb.net. Go to the website and make a donation. If you're watching this 3 weeks from now and you're like, you know what? That is a really great message. I could give $109. I could just, pay for a session right there. Or I could give another $25,000. Every dollar makes a difference. We can do it with you.
It does.
So whatever you can do, to help us out, we always appreciate it. The support of people like you is what makes YSB so great.
Absolutely. So anything else you wanted to share?
I do want to thank all of our contributors and sponsors. I saw them listed in the auction items, but I also want to thank once again, especially our lead sponsor, the Hall Family Foundation in Woodbury. It's so great to have you join us and be part of this. Reminder, once again, the auction closes at 10 p.m. Central Time. You can still text a donation in at YSB Gala 2020 to the number 243725. You can click the donate button right where you're bidding for your auction items. And don't forget, those auction items are still cooking along.
Absolutely.
Those numbers are going to bid early and bid often. That's what I always like to say about auctions. And then you can also go to ysb.net. If after this event you still want to give, you can always go there as well and reach out to us. We would love to get a donation at any time to help our services.
Please do. And then lastly, I'll mention, please share this. Share the videos, share the message. You heard from a couple very important people on our video and our show today. That is what this is all about. Mm-hmm. It's about helping our youth that are in crisis, and it's also about helping our military families. So whatever you can do to support us in doing that, this makes it work.
Well, you guys have a wonderful night.
Thank you,
Myron. It's been great
Andy.
with you.
We'll do that.
Boom. Yeah. And we thank you so much for joining us. Have a great evening.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.